Putting your book up on KDP can be extremely confusing, and we are going to break it down into simple steps. You're going to watch behind the scenes, and in this specific video, I even show you where I mess up most of the time because it literally happened live, and what you can do to fix it because this is a common issue that you have, and we just got to play around with it. So that's what we did today. So make sure to take a look and get into this video. So if you are new to KDP, this is what the back end looks like. This is actually a book I have currently up and going. And this is really exciting. So there's three specific categories that you're going to be working on. So the paperback details, paperback content, and the paperback rights and pricing, all that fun stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on here, and a lot of people get so stuck in terms of what description they have because they want SEO to be working. They have a big question about their keywords. And what's really cool is I actually created this checklist that I actually put down below. So make sure to take a look at this. We're going to actually use this for us specifically because this is really just going to help us. It's literally all we do is fill it out. We download it and then we have all the answers to all those things. And we have some pretty cool AI stuff over here. So I have a book right now that I am looking to publish. And I'm going to show you guys literally what I'm doing step by step. So my book is a Jewish book. It is a coloring book, and we are going to publish it. I have on the side in on my folder, I already have the completed manuscript and the cover page. So that is all. Those are the only two documents you're really going to need for this. And then everything else we're just going to do over here. So let's just go through it. Okay. Once again, you have this down below. So take a look, and then you could save it, copy it, download it, and then it saves automatically. And if you want to do another book, you could just clear it and do it yourself. Okay. So language. Let's start. Okay. English. There we go. Book title. We're going to do My Jewish Coloring Book. Right. Let's confirm that. Yep. There we go. Subtitle, I do not want. Is this book part of a series? It is part of a series. Series title, My Jewish Coloring Book. Pretty sure that's what I named it, but we'll see. This is actually going to be the first book of the series. The first one I made, I'm going to put as the second one. So this actually wants to be the first one. First time I use my pen name, which is G Schwartz. People get confused because my brother's name is Gary. So that's always fun. Um, all right, here we go. This is fun stuff. Book description. You're like, Bennett, I have no idea what to do. Okay, so what we do is we actually just, if you click on over here, this is a prompt that you can use that is literally something that you just paste in AI. It picks up pretty much everything that you need. It already has some details that you put in. So you just copy your prompt, you go to your favorite AI, it's like ChatGPT, post it, and then you press enter, and oh, voila. And it literally just gives you everything that you need. And all you have to do is copy it. I would go through it just to make sure it actually is what you're talking about. So I bring just the holidays and everyday moments of life when I'm time majors what is done. Okay, sweet. Um, Amazing. There you go. Okay, so that's like a really cool prompt that you can use for free. Okay, in terms of your copyright, I'm going to own my own copyright, and you can always click on the icons on the bottom, and that will tell you exactly what it's asking you. So pretty much, do I own the copyright or do I not? So I own it because I wrote it. I do not. That would be weird in a kid's book. Youngest. I never know what to do over here. I just do baby because technically baby do it to like 15 years old. I'm doing a coloring book, even though I'm marketing it to like 3 to 8 years old. That is something that I do. So your marketplace, I'm going to be doing Amazon.com. And now categories, the ultimate categories. But guess what? We're going to use our friendly, handy, dandy AI over here. So you could just literally click on it, copy the prompt, and it picks up all your information from before, put it in the same chat, and then it's going to give you different angles to be pushing on. Okay, so one of the cool things over here that you want to notice, I'm going to copy all of this, even though not all of this is necessary, because a lot of it's explanation, but I'm actually going to get rid of some of this. Um, this is like a big deal when you're trying to get when you're looking to get it become a bestseller because the way that bestsellers works is that it's not dependent on the specific book, but it's dependent on the categories. And if you could get to a more specific category, then you can become a bestseller that way in a very short period of time. So understanding that is really big, and this is where the category game is big. And Amazon initially just lets you sign up for three specific categories, but over time you're actually allowed to email them and ask them for seven more, which can be really helpful because if you become a bestseller in these specific categories, then guess what? Then you become a bestseller. So if you hear people say bestsellers, that's what they're doing. All right. So is this a low content book? No. Is this 16 points or bigger? Yes. Just because some of the font is bigger. Keywords. Guess what? Mr. AI, thank you very much. Help me out here. I have no idea what I'm doing. So therefore, I'm going to go like this. One second. Okay, that didn't work. So we'll do this one. Here we go. Seven keywords. This is also for SEO, which means when people are looking online and stuff, they could do that. Um, Pretty sure it wants commas. So we're going to do some comma action over here. Right. So this is like a little tedious, but this is all that you need to be doing. All right, so that's for the first section. Next, okay, so now the question is, are you going to be doing paperback, Kindle, or hardcover? And depending on what type of book you're doing, you can do it like this. I know when I do paperbacks, it gives me an option later on to do Kindle and hardcover. So that's just something that you want to understand. Okay, so big question a lot of people have is the ISBN. So that is something you can either purchase separately or Amazon can give you their own. If you purchase it separately, I've seen places it's like $100 or $150, and then you own it, and then you don't have to worry about anything. Amazon gives you your free one, so you actually don't have to pay for anything, and that's like the number in the back that gives you your thing. Like that just says like this is your book number, your identity, its social security number. But you can always use that on Amazon. So if you look to sell at other places, you might need to get a new ISBN, which you can actually switch because I believe even like between soft covers and hard covers, there's different ISBNs on Amazon. So understanding that is just it's not a big deal. So if you're looking to do KDP, do it. You can always change it later on. All right, here we go. Ink and paper type. Okay, so most people are probably be doing either B&W, which is black and white paper, or premium color white paper. It really depends on what you're trying to do. I'm doing coloring books, so I want to have white paper. I do not want any color in it. And then if you just click over here, this could tell you literally exactly what you need to be doing in regards to your children's book. All right, trim size is really just the size of your book, and you should have already picked that because if you have your pages, that should also work. Okay, bleed or no bleed. I'm going to choose no bleed just because I like it. It's cleaner. That's the thing that's been working with me. So what do I do? Matte or glossy? Glossy, shiny, make color pop. Matte feels less and soft. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, pick glossy for coloring books, activity books, and work for kids. Blah, 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 blah. Tractor books. Okay, we're gonna do glossy. That just looks nice. Okay, if a kid will hold it, pick glossy. If grown-ups will read it, pick matte. There you go. All right, manuscript file name. So I'm going to have my manuscript as completed manuscript. And the cover file name is full cover project. Why? Because, okay. Does your cover already include a GARO code? No, it does not. If you don't know if it does or doesn't, then it doesn't. But that's one thing when you are creating the back of your cover, you want to make sure that you're not centering everything because some of it is going to get covered with the barcode. So knowing that beforehand is also important. We can watch some other videos on that. Did you use AI to make any text, images, or translation? So this is one of those things that they started doing recently, and you have to say, be honest here, because if they catch you, they're going to shut you down. So the answer is yes. Not sure yet necessarily it how it is going to affect everything. Um, but then again, that is something that you want to be using. Chat GPT. Okay. All right, here we go. So this gets to the fun part, the pricing, right? Because that's the fun part, right? All territories. We do all that. What's my main price? I'm going to do $9.99. The way pricing works, you can actually you get to test it out on the next step. But when you do test it out, that is something that you'll see how much money you're going to be making, how much you're not going to be making. The more you charge, the more you make. But if you go under $9.99, you still have to give a big commission to Amazon. So you're actually going to make a lot less. I'm not going to be selling it to libraries. Let's pick a date. So for me personally, I like picking a date later on. And then what I do is I get the book. I don't release it yet, and then I can always change that. Um, Here, what's the difference between a release date and publication date? You could read that over here. Publication date is the day your book was first out in the world for a brand new book. This is the same as your release date. Great. Same as release date. Amazing. Okay, so I didn't even need to do the schedule date. All right, and that's it. Honestly, that's it. Okay, so now we're gonna do is we're gonna save this. Alrighty, so here is our PDF. This is beautiful. Nice little cover page over here. Tells you who the author is, the title. If you want to check out the school community that we have where we help people create their own books, you can do that over here. And then it literally just goes through all the different questions and literally that. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to copy and paste everything over there. So let's get on to KDP. We're going to have this on the side, and then we're just really just going to go through it and do it. Some of it's going to be a little tedious, but this is where the fun happens, and this is why most people don't become published authors. Okay, so here we are on the main KDP page. Once you set up your account, you should take you to over here. These are the books that you all have written. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create a new title and series. And I have my PDF right on the side of me over here. So it's just going to ask you a few questions. Then it's going to get into it. Now let's do it. Oh, wow. Language. I think we've had that before. What is your title? Let's just copy, can copy and paste it, right? Book title. Major coloring book series, add to series, right? So if you pick the series in the cheat sheet, then that's what you're going to click on. Here we go. How is this title related to the series? It's one of the primary titles in the series. This information. Yes, amazing. So now it is series. Okay, it does. Let me see if I can edit the series details. I'll do that. Yeah, why not? Let's just do that. Um, One is live. Edit book order. I like move them. Here we go. This is number one. Now let me do it. So let me just try to do this. Let me say this is going to be three for now. And that's two, but this is really going to be one. Okay. Look at that. Okay. Amazing. Save and publish order. Well, we're not ready to publish yet. It's not going to let me publish. All right. Edit series details. Now let's go back to the bookshelf. And let's go back here. Continue setup. Okay, now we are here. All right, now as part of the series, it's the first number. Remember, I told you when I was doing it, I wanted to make my first book, actually the second one in the series. All right, author contributions, nope, description. Here we go. What is our book about? I know. Let's just copy and paste what we have over there. There we go. All right, publishing rights. I own the publishing rights. No, none of that stuff. Right, this is the question we had before about the baby. Um, yeah, categories. Here we go. Choose categories. This is going to be the fun part. All right, so we're going to go to our category list that we had. So I had books, children's books. Subcategory, we're going to do, it already has this subcategory up there. So we're going to do activities, crafts, and games. And then subcategory is going to be coloring books. Activity books, subcategory, coloring books. There we go, baby. Going to be fiction. We're going to add another category. The second one is also books, children's books. This time we're going to do religions. We're going to do Judaism. So last time, how do I do that? Jewish. Here we go. Here we go. Holidays and celebrations. Right, you can see which ones you've did over here. Subcategory. We're going to do Jewish. Okay, I guess I'll just pick one. It does have this in there, so we'll do that. Hanukkah, we're going to do fiction. Dunskies. All right, subcategories done. All right, these are kinds of businesses. Any of these types. Large print book, large print usually the fun. Large print will appear in your books. It's not only large print, so I'll see if it makes me do that. All right, here we go. Keywords. We're also going to copy and paste over here. All right, here we go. Publication date. They're the same release date. Schedule my books release. Let's just pick this. And there, like I said, the reason why I like doing this is because I like to check out the book first and then make edits because a lot of times when you see it in your hands, it's different. All right. So we're gonna get a free one, ISBN. Let KDP pick an ISBN for us. We spoke about that. Alrighty, this is the fun stuff. I can pick with white paper. That's the one that we are choosing. Trim size, 8 by 5 by 8 by 5. Here we go. No bleed. That's what we want. Glossy. We want a glossy cover. I actually like the matte. I had a matte in the other one. I will play around with it. We'll get glossy this time. All right, upload manuscript. There we go. Completed manuscript. All right, this is the fun part. This is the funnest part about this whole thing that makes you want to pull your hair out. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to upload the manuscript. We're going to upload the book cover, and then Amazon is going to need a few minutes, not a few minutes, just a little bit of time to put it all together. And then it's going to tell you any issues that it has. And the first time I uploaded a book, it had a million issues. And all I did was I just kept sending it back and forth to AI, sending screenshots of it, which is a great way to circumvent a lot of these things. How do you, whoa, no, I do not want to create a cover. So let's go back because I do not want to create a cover. There's two options it actually gives you. You can launch Cover Creator, or you could just upload your own cover. I'm gonna upload my own cover. Here we go. This is my book. And you see I have the front and the back cover on it. Um, and this is where it's gonna be fun stuff. Okay, did it upload? Oh, there we go. Amazing. All right. Yes, AI. I know I have to we have to feel ashamed. Um, some sections, I don't know. Yes, no, maybe so. Is it some sexual extent of it? I did a lot of it, to be honest, with that because it didn't know chat chat GPT. Images, yeah, definitely. With extensive editing because it took me forever. Translations, none. Okay, launch preview. So this is what you have to do. You have to go through the launch preview, and then it's going to tell us what's going on in the back end. Alrighty, so now that it got through, look, I have one error. So it's picking up this detail, right? My spine is way too small, and I actually wanted to see if I was going to be able to pick it up or not. So I'm gonna actually have to get rid of that. Everything else seems to be fine. So let me do that quickly. Okay, so I have the new document. What I'm going to do is I'm going to exit print previewer. I'm going to go back down to upload your cover folder. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this one without the spine text, which I was hoping I could do, but I'm assuming that my book's just not thick enough. If you have a thick enough book, you could do it. And the reason why it doesn't allow it, even technically, if you might have space, is that it it's just gonna be too tight. The way that it works is they cut certain sides. Seems like it's still the same one. I don't. There we go. Amazing. Just give it a second and it will work for you. You just have to click that you didn't change any answers, and then you go back to launch previewer. But because the way that they make these books is that they print the piece of paper and then they cut it afterwards. So if they cut it a little bit to the right or a little to the left, it's going to be off the spine. So they need that buffer zone. If you don't have enough buffer zone, then they're not going to let you really do it. So just that's just something to keep in mind. Okay, so now it's saving, and this is the exciting part. Let's see if there are any issues. What do we got? We have an error still. The image is outside the margins. Learn how to change the margins on your original file. Okay, so I'm gonna have to figure out where it is because guess what? I see nothing on the margins. Um, okay, let's figure this out. So the way that I would do this is I would just take a screenshot. Say, I just got this error and my image is outside the margins. but I don't believe I am. Do you have any advice for me? I'll tell you what it says. Like, if you don't know, just ask. Yes, based on the screenshot, this is a very common KDB cover issue, and the error may not mean what it seems. A few things. Your front cover illustration is touching or crossing the safe margin. The red dash is a rectangle is KDP's margin safe area. The front of the image is outside, even though they be an invisible object. Many designs program leave in eclipse. KDB detects the actual image boundary, not just what you can see. Check the center spine area. Okay, we'll check that again. Flatten the cover before uploading. High quality, open the PDF, flatten everything into a single image. All right, here we go. Alrighty, so this is the fourth or fifth rendition that we are going through this. I don't want to make you stick through it, but the trick that I used was I actually did a bleed. So when we had that choice of doing no bleed or bleed, we just do bleed. And the reason why I thought that is because on my first book that I did, the one that I have right here, I don't know if you could see it. You cannot see it. I'll show it to you afterwards. The first book that I did is I originally did bleed, and then I ended up taking out bleed because they're just being annoying with the pages, and I think that's why he was able to capture everything. So that's why I figured let me give that a shot, and guess what? It actually worked with my second rendition that got declined, and then I did a third and a fourth, and those also got declined. So you just got to keep playing around with it. It's like one of those annoying things. So that is now a good strategy that I know moving forward. Let me just do a bleed book, and therefore it's going to be working that way. Okay. Um, Great. Now we're just going to go through it one last time to make sure we have everything. Do I want this page to be there? Yes, I do. And just want to make sure all the pictures are on the right-hand side and the words are on the left-hand side. Oh, all right. And like I said, try to this is a great idea. Just make a QR code, and then you could scan it. So whether you have a community, whether you have other books, whatever it is, if they hey I like this book, let me just scan this and see what else is going on. Because especially if you are an author and you are coming up with a bunch of books in a series, this could be something that could be beneficial. All right, we are going to approve this bad boy, and that is one of the steps in order to get to the third and final stage. But before we do that. It's telling us our print cost. So our print cost is 284, and when we print books for ourselves, we actually pay that cost, which is awesome. I'm gonna actually request a proof over here. I'm gonna do two because my kids each want one. Submit proof request. All right, and then this usually take it says 4 hours. It's been like 4 hours or so. I guess I've been doing it at night, so it's always been the next day. You're gonna get an email, and then it's just pretty much you have to go through the payment process of it, and then you take it from there, and then it takes about four. I don't know. By me, it takes about 4 days to come. So I'm just gonna sign up the code, security code over here. All right, so now we're going back to the final page over here, rights and pricing. So all territories, that's what we're going to do. It's actually already clicked. Amazon.com. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to do $9.99, or that's what I'm going to do. But you're going to put in your price, and then it automatically fills in all the other ones. So therefore, if I sell a dollar for $9.99, I'm going to be making $3.15 on it. Okay, but let's say I wanted to let me do $7.99 because da 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 da. So you only make 116 because it's more percentage I need to give Amazon. Okay, so they want you to sell for more. So they make more and you make more. So just heads up with that. Okay, so you make about $3.15, and then you take it from here, and then it takes about that, and then you go to publish your paperback book, then it saves it. Awesome. Okay, so now get to this point. Said you could set up an ebook. You could set up, I don't know, do whatever you want. But over here, but now look, we have a second book over here, and it's in review, as you can see. So that is going to be something that we are going to just stick and wait. Alrighty, so there you have it. You have now published your book. This is the first one that I did. This gray line is the one that you get when you request a proof. It just says not for resale, so you can't actually sell this one, even though technically you can whatever. But my kids personally loved it. Like already coloring it, it's amazing. So just keep this in mind when you are doing your books. And just because you're scared of categories and keywords, feel free to use the free document that I gave you. It's down below in the comments. And yeah, if you are interested in creating your book and you have questions and you want to troubleshoot and you're not really sure what to do or you're stuck, whatever it is, join the community. We have a community with the link down below, and it's a really incredible place where people were looking to publish books. Because guess what? If you're usually publishing one book, you're usually publishing more than one book. So there are going to be different things that came up, like this tonight. Like I literally thought I had everything perfect, especially for like the video, but at the end of the day, stuff comes up and it's our job to try to figure out not just what to do, but the tools to have so when things do go wrong, how we can react. And that's pretty much about the community really sharing all that stuff. Let me know what other questions you might have in the comments below and make sure to stay around and subscribe.